Hello everyone, I'm Consuelo Cruz for the Weekly Report, and this week we are in the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District. Have you heard about Open Spaces? It launched on August 25th and we're at the midway point, but there's still so much more to experience. From free performances and tours and family activities on the weekends at Swope Park to an art exhibition that we can all enjoy throughout the city for free, with pieces that are created by international, local, and national artists, including this piece here, Resonator, that is at the American Jazz Museum, and 3 other works of art that are located in the 18th and Vine Jazz District. Resonator is a sculpture that was created by Nevin Aladag, who is based in Germany. There are over 12 percussion, wind, and stringed instruments that continue to be played over the run of Open Spaces by professional musicians. Brazilian visual artist Lucia Koch co-designed Dynamo with musician Domenico Lancelotti, transforming sunshine into a dance of color on 18th Street. Music that comes from the speakers adds another dimension to this already rich experience. Dynamo is located across the street from Kansas City Friends of Alvanelli and next door to The Call on 18th Street. Another Open Spaces installation is located right next to the legendary Mutual Musicians Foundation. It's an installation by Jamaican-born, New York-based artist Neri Ward. You're probably wondering what these numbers mean, but they are the lot identification number of a home where Charlie Parker lived on Olive Street. Also overhead, hanging in a tree, is a replica of a Charlie Parker saxophone that is brought in to the Mutual Musicians Foundation on Friday and Saturday nights and is hung over the stage during performances. Just down the street is another Open Spaces art installation by Los Angeles artist Nikita Gale. They are neon letters that spell out in a replica of Charlie Parker's script a note that he wrote to his wife: "I adore your every move, Bird." It's located on the west-facing wall of the Boone Theater over Highland Avenue. Make sure to look up. You're invited to celebrate the grand opening of the Hy-Vee Arena on Saturday and Sunday, October 5th and 6th. The sale of the former Kemper Arena is just one of the city's revitalization plans for the historic West Bottoms. The City Planning and Zoning Committee toured the arena last week following their weekly meeting, which was held at the facility. So come on down to the newly renovated Hy-Vee Arena on Saturday, October 5th and Sunday, October 6th. There will be free athletic activities for all ages, food trucks, and an exhibition game between retired players from the Harlem Globetrotters and the KC All-Stars. For more information, visit HyVeeArena.com. The City of Kansas City, Missouri rocked the competition for the Green Commute Challenge this year. This annual event includes over 40 employers competing to use green modes of transportation. Team KCMO logged nearly 50,000 miles while walking, riding a bike, riding the bus, or carpooling. 280,000 calories were burned and more than 35,000 pounds of greenhouse gas emissions were avoided. Speaking of burning calories around here, if you want to burn some, get on your bike. Check out these new bike lanes along Northeast Davidson Road between Highland and Russell Road near I-29. New bike lanes were striped as part of the city's resurfacing program. The mayor's office continues a public discussion on race and equity. Join us at the next forum, which will be held at the Mohart Center at 3200 Wayne Avenue on Tuesday, October 16th. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. and the program will begin at 6:30. Go to kcmo.gov/race and equity for more information and to RSVP. Have you ever been to a First Friday on 18th and Vine? There's always lots of live music happening here. And in addition, this First Friday, Open Spaces artist Sanford Biggers gives an unforgettable performance. So come on out. And here's a sneak peek about what you'll see this First Friday, followed by videos from other city departments. This is Consuelo Cruz for the Weekly Report.
exciting. So delighted to be here. I've been thinking about the way you walk. Baby, I like the way you talk.
For the last 5 or 6 years, we're starting getting more and more people. People coming from all over. You know, you see people from Europe, you see people from Africa, you see people from everywhere.
I love where the district is going. The culture in the community down here is so rich. It's rich in love, it's rich in support. I really couldn't ask to be in a much better place. Very welcoming to new businesses coming down here, from the people to the friends to the family to the culture. It's a great place to be. We strongly encourage others to come down here and make 18th and Vine your home.
Sabres 14-3. The Canadians got past the Flames 7-6.
You know, for over 30 years since I've been on the job, we've been trying to get people to use smoke detectors. These little things save lives, and I hope they got a working one at this fire.
For more information on smoke detectors, home safety inspections, exit drills, and other fire safety topics, please visit the KCFD Fire Prevention webpage at kcmo.gov/fire.
The Kansas City Chiefs took time out to visit with the members of the Kansas City Police Department and their families in honor of Police Week. The players took to the field of the Police Athletic League Center with children of the KCPD officers and conducted NFL Play 60 drills. NFL Play 60 is a partnership between the American Heart Association and the National Football League that encourages kids to get the recommended 60 minutes of physical activity per day in school and at home. The players ran through some drills with some of the children, teaching them running, tackling, and punting. Some even enjoyed a little friendly competition with Chiefs number 10 wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Some of the other players in attendance included Jarvis Jenkins, Stephon Charles, Harrison Butker, Leon McQuay, Robert Golden, Marcus Kemp, Mitch Morris, and Demetrius Harris. After an hour of play on the field, players signed autographs and enjoyed a dance-off with the kids, except for Tyreek Hill, who had a little trouble with the floss. He got a lesson from a couple of pros on how to do the moves. KCPD appreciates the time the Kansas City Chiefs shared with the officers and their families.
It's a wonderful mix of police officers, their families, Chiefs players and their families coming together to show the community about getting together, having a good time over sports and exercise, and it's good for this community in our city, and I can't thank them enough.
I'm Sergeant Matt Fisher. Have a safe week.
This is like the hardest thing ever.
When I got struck by a bullet, everything turned black.
I heard the 4 shots. That 5th shot went into my leg. I try to walk. I can walk 2-3 steps. I fall out. Is this it? Is this the last thing I'll see is the pavement?
It really happened. Like, I thought it was just a dream. I didn't expect to be in a hospital bed for a month just because of a gunshot.
I can walk now, but jumping over this curb, I don't know. I used to be able to jump, touch the rim. Those things aren't going to happen anymore.
My body's strength is still not to its full potential.
If you're a victim of gun violence, you should be happy you're still here. That scar, that's a memory, but you have other memories in the future. You have, you know, a life ahead of you now.
to redevelop the Linwood Shopping Center. It was sort of like a revitalization of the soul of the neighborhood, because this was sort of the center of the black community for a long time. 40 years ago, when the hospital was still here, you used to have Mooney's across the street, and there were a lot of little small shops over there. That's where all the black community was going to do their thing, to cut their politics, to talk about what happened in church last week or what's going on in the community. That's where everything was happening.
The St. Joe Hospital made the community vibrant because having 800 employees, they were doing business around the neighborhood. They closed and left a big mess. So we asked, especially the ladies in this community, what do you want to see here? And they all said a shopping center. And we want a grocery store that we can be proud of. Our first store started moving in 1987. Well, it started to decline because of poor management, especially on the part of the grocery store. Ultimately, it closed in 2007. So for 10 years, the shopping center was basically empty.
It is so good to see all of you all here today for the brand new Lapari Brothers Sunfresh grocery store right here at Linwood and Prospect. Grand opening.
Rebuilding this shopping center in a way was rebirthing this community. The neighborhood had been pushing for a grocery store back in the urban core.
Welcome to our community.
We wouldn't give up. As a food desert, our residents were taking money out of the community. Some people didn't have cars. We had a very hard time ensuring people were getting the proper nutritious fruits and vegetables.
Every community deserves a full-service grocery store, and it doesn't matter what zip code you live in. It is an essential need for basic life, and you should have access to healthy food choices and not necessarily having to depend on a convenience store to get your food.
I don't think people have recognized the value that exists in our community. You have a lot of folks say we'll do grocery stores on the edge, but we're not going to go right in the heart. There are people here who eat every day, right? People that deserve a place where you can shop and feel safe. And so that's why government had to be part of this.
We have been talking a lot about the problems of getting fresh food on the east side of Troost and what that meant in terms of health, the burden of travel. I'd always thought that Linwood Shopping Center could have a catalytic impact. We needed more economic activity that provided jobs and opportunities. And ultimately, we decided that the only way that we were going to get it done was for the city to buy it itself and act as a co-developer.
When the city took it on, we hired a firm to do market analysis and looked at a 5-mile radius with Linwood Shopping Center in the middle. We found that about 45% of all the income for groceries and food, etc., leaked out of the area. That told us that there was a market here for a new grocery store.
What we try to do is take a problem and then craft a solution. How do you provide a first-class grocery store that could be successful economically? Really, it's a partnership that was really a win-win-win for everybody. You take tax increment financing, you put the city's resources on the front end to bond the project, sell the bonds up front to get it built, and then you work with a partner to attract additional retail tenants, and then you put a tip district in place to capture all the incremental revenues to flow back in to service the bond.
To my knowledge, we've not done this elsewhere, but we knew the only way that this was going to get done was if we took that extraordinary step.
I made it clear to the developers and builders that we got them have a nice looking quality grocery store. In March of 2017, we had a demolition groundbreaking where we demolished the old store.
When we were putting this all together, we worked as a team. This is meant to be a first-class operation all the way.
Beginning of a new day. 1, 2, 3.
We literally took out the footprint of the old store and put a brand new footing in, a new foundation, new floor, everything, and then built it up. We needed to give it a fresh new look, a fresh everything.
My goal at the very beginning was I wanted to walk into this Sunfresh and think I was anywhere else in the metropolitan area. I needed a proven grocer, which we were able to identify with John and Pamela Pari, a partnership. Don Maxwell was a key component. He owned the property here. And you've got to have a city council that's fundamentally supportive of all this in order to get it done.
I've served as a vocal advocate to ensure that this project take place. One of the major impacts is the jobs that it provides to the citizens here in the community.
Hi, baby, y'all ready?
I'm really glad that they actually gave me a chance, to be a part of something so big.
We hired 100 people, and they're all from right around the area.
Every one of them.
And the majority of them walk to work. We're here as a family, And we want to be that way with everybody that comes in here. You know, we want to know their names. We want to talk about their kids.
And I think people were very surprised when they saw this for the first time and what the store has to offer.
When you transform the physical environment, people come by and they go, wow, there's a lot of people spending money. I've heard Don say ghetto or gold mine, it's your choice. It's a gold mine. We just got to get other people recognizing it.
I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish.
Thank the crowd for being here today.
But without a lot of collaboration and support from the community, you can't get something like this done.
We really would like to see the community come back. The results of the grocery store say that we were moving in the right direction.
This is saying that you, the community, matter. You as customers matter.
I hope that the people who really appreciate having the store back will insist that the store stay there by paying attention to what's going on and holding people accountable when they're not doing the right thing.
I'm hopeful as we move forward that this helps us build on that positive momentum and the pride that we as a community will take from this store.
I'm proud of this. It was something that I wanted to really get done, and I wanted it to be as good looking as it's looking now. As folks were coming in, just to see their faces and then hear the comments.
We have a store. This is a beautiful thing. This is the first time we have had a decent store.
I can only say, we just dropped the mic.
Let's welcome the Lepari Brothers Sunfresh Grocery Store. 1, 2, 3.